Welcome to Co-op Campaign. I'm Zach.
And I'm another gamer, also known as Indy.
And today we're covering a really fun topic, which is literally just how esports have been shaped, especially during COVID, because I've been seeing a whole lot of new teams, not big teams, but I've been seeing on Twitter and on Instagram all these new esports teams popping out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'll just say that this is a precursor before we really get going on the topic. I have not been following esports for the longest time. It has been, uh, let's see, I got out of League of Legends a while back, probably when halfway through college, because I was realizing I was spending way too much time playing League, and instead of focusing on my studies, which I really need to do.
See, that was my problem with Skyrim when Skyrim came out.
Yeah,
I
so
would regularly do 7 or 8 hours worth of binging after I was done class. I was the most
yeah,
powerful character in the game, but at what cost?
that's true. It's one of those things where I'm like, hey, I had to get out of the League of Legends so I could start focusing on my actual studies to actually make video games. Like, yes, I'm in a video game program, and yes, I should be playing video games, but that shouldn't be what I'd be doing all the time. And so I got out of that. I do remember Team Solo Mid and Cloud9 Gaming and all of those other ones. I don't know what they're doing now, if they're still around. If they definitely probably don't have the same roster as they did.
No, that's the esports teams are like regular sports teams. Always trades or a new player comes in or something happens.
Yeah,
Cloud9 still exists.
Yeah, they probably I haven't been following this at all, so it's been a very long while. Oh,
Oh, that's fair. And also, here's this: it would depend on the game itself. First there was Halo, which started all the
oh
more
yeah, that one I do
esports.
remember because I remember watching it on not on the TV on if you remember the old G4 TV. Yeah,
Oh, I love G4 TV.
yeah, we yes down in America, we up here in Canada, we did have G4 TV, and before it turned into another cops channel.
Oh, that's
Well, it was
right.
yeah, it was a very much a tech channel. It had a lot of tech tips and all this stuff. It's where I first started watching X Play. They had the gaming series, and that's where I found out how much I loved Halo. It was really that's where I got my love of Halo going, because I'm I play these maps, I play all these things. I'm just proud. I'm a teenager at the time, obviously, and I loved it. And it also made me go and made me want to play even more. And they were giving out tips and tips to just okay, you can jump from this spot here to this spot here, or as a shortcut instead of going all the way around. And doing all this great stuff, it was awesome.
Yeah, and it's really the impressive thing for me is the team based play stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not necessarily something more like Fortnite where you happen to have squads, but you can have a bigger esports roster than just those 4 players.
Yeah, and
But
esports has evolved since the Halo
oh,
games.
so much.
It's evolved so much. When it gets down to it, even as much as I bash League, it's popular enough to get an entire or recording artist, a group of recording artists, aka the Imagine Dragons, to write a goddamn theme song for one of their for their world championship series.
Yup, that's true. It's nuts. It does depend on the popularity. Fortnite has artists that are doing live concerts in their game.
Yeah, they had Marshmello, was it?
Yeah, they had Marshmello, and they just had someone else. I can't remember who it was.
I can't remember either, because I kind of stopped playing Fortnite for the same, not for the same reason, but for a similar reason as to who my League addiction. It was just not right now, not right now, and also because I'm playing this. I have a thing with playing the same game over and over and over and over. Because even though yes, you can say that. What about Halo? I'm yep, okay. There's slightly different things with Halo because I'm actually good at it.
Right. Well, that's
Where
it,
with
right? For you and I to get good at Fortnite, we need to have the same amount of hours that the younger guys who are living at home who can afford to play 4 or 5 hours a night can do.
Yeah, the reason why I love Halo is even still to this day I play a lot of Halo.
Right.
So I used to play a lot back in the day, and now that I'm kind of growing older, yeah, I just kind of suck now, but I'm still enjoying it. I'm still having fun. With Fortnite, there's no real learning curve. There's so many new people in that you just die immediately. Where Halo has a really great multiplayer setup where you can either go into social or go into ranked, and you're basically ranked with people who are at the same skill level as you. And
Right.
people don't screw around in the low levels. They're like, we want to get better. We want to work as a team. Like
Yeah.
there's a whole community of Halo people who just want to say we're going to be playing as a team. We're not doing we're not doing uh, what you do in Call of Duty or that where it's just a whole bunch of kids. No, this is like these are people who want to take this seriously. And I think that started with the MLG stuff. Like
That makes sense, though, because here's the thing. Once you've seen, like, for example, like, esports have been going on the other side of the world a lot longer than it has been for here. Because there was, like, StarCraft tournaments, Dota tournaments, there was all kinds of stuff before.
South Korea, man. They
yeah,
love
exactly. It. StarCraft, like, is there any better version than that? Like, for an example, I mean?
Yeah, there really isn't any better example than what you said. What you just said, like it's South Korea basically really got the movement going. Where here in North America, we didn't really start it. We had to. We're kind of. What did we start? What is we start with in North America? We started with what we really love, and that's basically first-person shooters.
Yep.
It's kind of moved away from that nowadays. It's moving to more of the Dota, the StarCraft, and League and LCS with the LCS, and then Heroes of the Storm has their own little thing, and now there's even Hearthstone.
Right, that's actually been gaining a lot of popularity. Come to think of it, like it
Yep.
wasn't. It was never really super popular when it first started,
Yeah, I know. Oh,
but it's been growing.
It's been growing, and it's one of those things where it's basically a digital card game. What do you want from it? What do you expect from it?
Yeah.
And I bought way too many Yu-Gi-Oh cards to realize, I'm not going to be getting any Hearthstone because I'm like, I really need to sink more money into another card game.
That's the thing, and it's not even a microtransaction at that point. It's just you playing a card game.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can earn like free stuff for sure, but it's much better to buy packs. But it's just like it would be for anything else. You don't go to a card store or like a game store and buy a starter pack for like Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh and expect to kick absolute ass. They're meant to introduce you to the game, and you can get some stuff, sure. But like compared to what you can get in booster packs or even in an entire like box packs.
Yeah, it's another thing is that I'm not sure how Hearthstone has everything going. If they even have this part going, where you can actually go to like there are some local stores even here in where we live and where you can go out and buy individual cards. Like highly rare cards, but I don't know if that actually exists in Hearthstone.
Pardon?
And I don't know if that kind of like thing exists in Hearthstone.
I don't think it does. You can't really buy individual cards. That's the difference, right? Is that if you're doing something like, and there's a big amount of money you can make from selling individual cards for trading, like for physical trading card games.
Yeah,
cards sell for like $500.
Yeah, like if you even go back, there was to like Steam had an issue a while back with TF2 and more or less Counter-Strike, like where basically people were making gambling sites where you could get specific, like you could put up your own items for bets, and then randomly you get it exchanged with another one and spend real money to buy actual products, actual digital guns.
Right.
And skins and all these other things that you could then put into your game. And they've cracked down on that, and they don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like with Steam, if you have a really good card, you can buy another game just selling off that card.
Yeah, it's
like my
aunt had
ridiculous. A ton of like ancient stuff, like ancient level stuff from Dota, and they would sell in the marketplace for like $100-$150.
Yeah, it's
not that you can cash that out, but like if a new release comes out, you're like, well, I just sold 3 cards. I could get this.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's gotten really difficult, and also it's like, you know, we're going a little bit off topic, but
Oh
it's
yeah.
basically, yeah, but they're technically still on topic. It's kind of puts a limit to the competitiveness and actually the esports viability of those kinds of games too. Like you can't put CS:GO in a high tier thing when and anybody could really basically pay to win. And when you get to these kinds of games, like even League technically could be considered pay to win, but I wouldn't. It's more. I would say that's still more of skill.
League is more skill. You can't. Here's the thing: is you can't really buy wins. You can't buy something to make your character more powerful. The most you
Yeah,
can really
that's
do is buy the character,
and then get really
or
good at the character.
exactly, and then get cosmetics. Like that's. I love League system. I also, as on that same thing, I love Fortnite system for that too. I know everyone always shits on Fortnite, but like Fortnite, there is no pay to win. You don't. You can be the best player in the world, have no skins, no battle pass, no nothing.
Yeah, and you could still do if you're really good at the game. You don't need all that stuff. You could probably even eventually earn the battle pass, and probably if you got to level 100 by the time you did before the season ends, probably could have gotten the entire battle pass for free.
Exactly. Well, you.
And then you probably could have gotten the next battle pass for the next month for free too.
Well, that's exactly it, right? And like it's just nuts though to me that like people will sink tons of money, and I've done it too. Like I would buy the battle pass every season just so I could have the starter skin, so I could like boost those up.
Yeah,
But at the same time, it doesn't make you a better player.
No, it doesn't. It definitely doesn't. It shows. It's more of a like bragging rights kind of thing. I mean, that's really what it's all about. Out for that for Fortnite to me is like if it's just for bragging rights, okay.
That's exactly it.
Like even honestly, even Halo has actually kind of adopted that, and in the Master Chief Collection, in in the Master Chief Collection, and you can you don't get battle packs, but every single game that you win, you earn a credit, and then basically it moves you on to the next level. So it's technically free kind of thing, but it's it's like okay, now I can get new armor up, it's all cosmetic stuff. It's not
right.
Pay to win, obviously. Yeah, they had that in Halo 5, if I believe, with the Rex, like requisitions.
I never
so they're
played
kind of
Halo
like
5.
basically there was a mode where I never did it either, but there was a mode put in Halo 5 where it's basically kind of like a horde mode almost. Like it tried to recreate Battlefield in Halo, but where you could basically buy battle packs and have all these new neat weapons and vehicles come in that are just more powerful than the last, and that was really when Halo went pay to win.
Yeah, and you never, it's even if all your players are asking for it, it's such a mistake to go for the pay to win model because you end up losing so much of your player base that the revenue you get from it isn't worth it.
Yeah, it's like, don't take the Activision route. Never take the Activision route. Or sorry, EA route. The EA route.
Yeah, I was gonna say because from what I can see,
Activision is like they're on the edge of a lot of their games where it's pay to win, not pay to win. EA is definitely pay to win, and that's a whole different topic.
That's if EA, if you're watching, we're not shitting on you, we're shitting on your business model. Like just so we're clear.
Yeah, because you did really well with Apex Legends.
Oh my god, did they ever?
But when you did Star Wars Battlefront and 1 and 2, you basically made it so much pay to win that.
Well, hey now.
It was either you either had to pay. I think it was like almost. I can't remember. Like almost $1,000 to get Darth Vader, or play 40 hours in 1 week to get Darth Vader. So either I pay $1,000, or I have to basically work an entire work week to get Darth Vader as an unlockable.
Which you don't want. I understand. I as a gamer, I get the appeal of having Darth Vader, and as a Star Wars fan, I get the appeal of having Darth Vader. He's Darth freaking Vader.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna pay $1,000 to get him. I'm not gonna spend 40 hours in 1 week getting him. I'm fine playing some random ass droid or a Star Trooper. Because I'm not going to spend that amount of time. Even if I was on vacation, I wouldn't allot 8 hours a day for 5 days to doing that.
Oh yeah, it's not even like I don't even play that. I got shit to do at home.
That's it.
I gotta clean this place. I gotta make sure. I got a cat. I gotta clean up its crap after. Jeez.
That's exactly it. As adults, it's very hard to do.
Yeah.
Like if, for example, if I won the lottery, I'd be just spending all day, every day, like 100%ing every game.
Yeah, it's
Don't get me
exactly
wrong.
like, and there's only like I only know of a few people, and they stream it every single day. It is their job to play video games. Like a great, if ever anybody remembers Ray Narvaez Jr. from also known as Brown Man on, he used to work for Achievement Hunter, or, or about 5 years ago, he left Achievement Hunter because he didn't really enjoy just basically streaming all day, and that's all he did was stream, and he gets his gamer score up. I'm not sure what his, I think his gamer score is at like almost 2 million now.
Oh, geez. But yeah, you know what? You're playing
Like,
all day, every day, right? It's your job.
yeah, it's and he's addicted to that kind of stuff. It's let's see, Brown Man gamer score.
Oh, I can't wait
All
to
right.
see this.
Yeah, let's see. Brown Man Xbox gamer score. He is at 1,415,960.
I'm
1 million.
scared. I'm scared to ask if there's any higher than that, but I don't want
Yes,
to.
there are.
Oh, okay.
There are people who are higher. I'm not sure who's the number one right at the moment. Oh, actually, yeah, I do. Who? Or not really. Maybe. Yeah, that's not. Hmm. I don't think that's gamer score. Let's just see, because someone at 2 million, 2.1 million,
Right.
and there's yeah. Actually, I wanted to just do a highest gamer score.
Let's use Google to figure this out, kids.
Let's see. Uh, gamer score leaderboard right now is at the highest right now is 2.4 million.
That's got to be like 20 hours a day for the last 15 years.
Yep. And remember, Ray has been playing for the last 5 years, and he's only just getting to 1.4.
Right.
He's also a variety streamer like you. It's where he's playing all sorts of different games, different and platforms. He's not always playing Xbox, but he was known as the guy in Achievement Hunter who.
You totally cut out there for a second.
Sorry.
You totally cut out there for a second.
Uh, just tell me where
You're
where I
talking
can
about
pick
the
up.
gamer score. He's a variety streamer.
Yeah, he's a variety streamer like you, and so he doesn't really play every single game on Xbox. He'll play on PC. He'll play on and Wii. Like he has a lot. Like he plays Stardew Valley a lot too.
Right.
So there's not really any achievements until he got into the Xbox version when that finally released.
I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind starting a Stardew Valley tournament. You have a year to make as much money as possible by any means. Teams of 4.
Yeah, that could work. Yeah, but it also is how do you stretch that out per day? And there's really only one way to do it because as soon as somebody figures it out,
You can do 1 week per day,
yeah, it's
but when you hit a year, you have to submit your final gold.
Are you okay? A year real time or
No.
in-game?
Year in game.
Okay,
So
I'm like,
one day is what, 20 minutes real time?
yeah, but it also
About.
yeah, it's about 20 minutes real time. I think maybe another, but it can depend on luck and it can depend on all these different factors. Like you would really have to set down some ground rules for that.
Okay, then how about this? Because you can find stuff in the wilds and stuff, maybe the total amount that you have at the end isn't the best idea. Let's go with total revenue strictly from farming.
How would you calculate that though? Because
At the end, so you know how obviously you can either go to the store and sell stuff, or you can put stuff into the box, and then it just goes to the end of the day.
yeah,
So I would have someone take a screenshot of the team's thing at the end of every day to have a running tally.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Listen, man, it's competitive, okay? There's going to be a lot of work at start.
I liked your original idea where it's just the most amount of money by the end of the year, which is okay, fair enough, and but it's
yeah, but here's
a
the
lot of it would depend on luck.
Some people will know more things about the game to find ways to get like a huge jump in revenue. Like everyone's gonna first off go for that, get 300 wood to repair the bridge to go across to get the corals and stuff that pop up on the beach every couple of days.
And the only issue I would see with that is that you have the PC community is just mods. It is just mods. I don't think there's a lot of people who play just vanilla Stardew.
That's fair. So we'd have to set that as a ground rule too. Then, if that's the case, so we couldn't use mods.
It would have to be like, if we're gonna do this, we would have to basically say console only.
Yeah, console only, no mods, teams of 4. So if 20 hours, so 20 minutes is 1 day in the game, right?
About that, I can't really remember how many.
Say for easy math.
Yeah.
A week is.
And you can end days early. You have to remember that. So it's one of those things where.
Right.
I would just say, the most amount of money in a year, or possibly by the end of the 2-year mark, because that's just like a good. Everything's done, and like you have 2 years in the game to please your grandfather.
Right.
Your dead
I thought it was 3 years for a second. I was like,
nope, it's 2.
2. Okay. So we could also do it at the end of 2 years, and it could be like a month-long tournament. Because you figure, if one day is, let's say, 20 minutes. 1 week would be 140 minutes, so 2 hours, 20 minutes.
Yeah. Let's see. There's actually, if you really want, there is some speedruns for Stardew Valley. So
okay, we're not going for speedruns, we're going for total amount of money made.
Oh, I know. Oh, I'm just saying, like, if you actually think about it, that speedrun might be a better route to go down, because there are routes, there are people who are doing it, and you can there's different ones for like community center or crafts room, specific rooms in the community center to get them done as fast as possible.
Right.
Well, let's get a little bit. Let's rewind a whole way back.
Oh, dude, we're so off topic. Let's just been us shooting the shit at this point.
At this point, yeah.
But so, yes, back to esports teams. That was the original topic of conversation.
Yes.
So the funny thing is, you can do, and anybody can make any kind of esports team. Like, for example, let's say you and I loved Overwatch, and we had friends that love Overwatch.
And there is, yeah.
First off, there's a huge market for that. But on top of that, you and your friends could just queue up as an entire team, day and day and day. And I'm not sure if it's like League where you only have so many teammates to join your matches when you hit ranked. But if you can do team versus, if you can stay as a team though the entire time, you can get your coordination so high up that you would climb the ranks no issues.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know a lot about Overwatch, only because when I was at my parents' place, it would literally kill my internet as soon as I launched the game.
Right. So with Overwatch,
and that was because of my parents' home internet, not my internet. Because when I moved it here, it's like, hey, it works. Okay.
Yeah, so it's really simple. For those of you that don't know, Overwatch is a 6v6 team-based shooter. 2 tanks, 2 DPS, 2 healers. You got to either defend an objective, secure 2 objectives, or escort or stop a payload from reaching its destination.
Yep.
Like a match lasts 5-10 minutes, which is perfect, depending on how well you guys play.
Yeah. I just wish that they would add a deathmatch, because there's a whole lot of characters. I'm like, guys, is just begging for a freaking deathmatch mode. Just come on.
Oh, if they had deathmatch mode, that'd be awesome. There is a skirmish mode that you can like train players, your characters, between matches, but that's not really like a deathmatch mode.
Yeah,
but there is player ranks. There's play of the game, which is my favorite part.
Oh yeah, I love play of the game because of some people going like. I remember one where it's like where the guy literally looked up one of the characters' skirts and then did the last kill of the game and got play of the game, and everyone saw it. So it could set up for some pretty funny moments.
It can. It sets up for some epic moments too.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so back to the original topic though. Let's say you and I decided to make an esports team today.
Then let's do Rocket League.
We could.
Because honestly, Rocket League is very easy to pick up and play. It is a lot of fun, and almost every single time it's an epic goal or an epic save, or it's the how in the hell did you manage to do that? It's awesome.
Right. But see, like you have to get to a certain level to go ranked, right?
Yeah.
So I think like,
so.
if you and I, let's say you and I were level 1, we got like it's teams of 4 or 5. I'm always forgetting that.
It's teams of it depends. You can have 1-on-1s, 2-on-2s, 3-on-3s is the actual standard. Okay. And then you can do 4v4, but those are I think that's labeled as chaos. Okay. Like that's the game mode. It's literally chaos, and I love it because there's just so much shit going on.
Right. Okay. So let's say we did Rocket League, and you have to get level 30 to go into competitive. We're all level 1. We just play 4 or 5 hours a day together, coordinating as a team, instead of just everyone being randoms and trying to get the badass play.
Yeah, and what I actually really like about Rocket League is they have a full-on like lesson mode. Like you can go in and learn every single gameplay mechanic, every single thing you can do in the game to actually play the game.
Which is awesome because other games don't have that level tutorial.
Yeah, they have a very in-depth tutorial that people don't really know about and they don't really need except for the hardcore players.
That's when you need those like power plays to work in your favor, though. That's not like general. Hey, let's play a quick match. That's like we're gonna utterly destroy them. I'm gonna drive up onto the roof, hit the ball into the net. You guys just stay here.
Yeah, it's one of those like you usually have one goalie, EA, and then 2 attackers. And you can there's actually ways of getting back and forth really fast. You get and literally like spin jump yourself a couple times and you actually get a boost.
Right.
And it's actually there are a lot of epic plays that you can do. Like you can even jump up in the air or use your boost, hit the ball, and it'll go in somehow. Yeah. Like you have to do that rocket and you have to hit it at the right angle to actually do that. And also Rocket League has other different modes. Like I think it even had a hockey mode.
Did it really?
Yeah, it was great. It was like it was literally hockey. I mean, with rocket cars.
That's
and then they
perfect.
They have basketball too. Ooh, I don't know what other they have. Then they're like, okay, let's make some new maps, and they made all these really weird maps where each it was almost like a donut for one of them, where on each side was the goal for the other team. So it's like here and here. And then you had to kind of circle around to push the ball back and forth. It was they have some really great ideas, and I really appreciate their creativity. And they also have an esports league of their own. So
that's true, they do. But see, here's part of the problem with forming an esports team is you have to have the funding for it.
That's true.
Like you've got to be sponsored by someone, basically.
Yeah, you really do have to be sponsored by someone.
Because I'd really hate to sign players on, unless it's like a bunch of friends that want to get together and do the team. Like if it's a bunch of friends and you end up getting sponsored, it's like, hey, we can actually pay us for our time here. Mm-hmm. That's different. But like you don't want to not pay your players.
Exactly. It's one of those things where when you do any type of esports, you got to really start out as a hobby. It's don't start out thinking you're gonna go into as I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be playing video games for full time. No, don't.
No, here's
you'll be easily disappointed very fast.
Here's the thing: you can go into it as a hobby, but treat it like a job.
I wouldn't treat it like a job 100%.
No, 100%. But like, think about it as like, let's say you do want to eventually do it full time, but now it's a hobby. If you just treat it as a hobby for the rest of your life, it's just gonna be a hobby for the rest of your life.
Yeah, you just gotta be prepared for burnout.
Exactly. Like for example,
and not the video game burnout.
No, it's a fun game. Like I wouldn't mind turning YouTube into a full-time career, but I know that me making videos every single day is gonna burn me out so fast.
Yeah.
So like, I got a book on how to do make properly information about YouTube, from a bunch of creators who have millions of followers.
Yeah.
I got a book on social media marketing. I got a book on business management. Like I got all that stuff, so that I can treat it as a job at some point because that's what it's going to become if I end up hitting it big.
Exactly. It's one of those things where, like, honestly, for all you youngins out there, just why are you listening to us swear like sailors? and two, don't head into it thinking you're going to be the next ninja. You're probably not. I'm not trying to like be a Debbie Downer, but
No, but it's a very realistic thing to say because everyone comes in like, I got a good plan. I'm gonna be amazing. And then they're 3 weeks in and they have like 2 subscribers. Like, well, where's my followers coming from? Where is everyone? Like, what held me back from streaming is you know me, I've tried streaming a ton over the last like 5-6 years.
Yeah, you started out on Bean, you went over to Twitch, you went over to Mixer, and then
Facebook
I think
now.
you're starting to get an actual ground on Facebook.
I am. Which
that's because
awesome.
Everybody's on Facebook.
That's exactly it. Biggest social media platform.
So yeah, it's one of those things where everybody's kind of staying on one platform, which is great, but still.
Well, see, right now I'm focusing on Facebook just because it's easier. I can share to groups. I can get more notoriety like that. But I've also been making some YouTube videos to draw audiences in from both sides. Like my audience on Facebook subscribes to me on YouTube, so I managed to actually have enough subscribers that I can get a custom URL for my streams, for my YouTube channel. Now it's not youtube.com/. Now it's youtube.com/thepsychopath.
Yeah.
Which is huge, much better, much easier to use, especially if you're making like business cards for your channel.
Oh yeah, it would make it so much better. Or you could just do a great workaround. Would be create your own website.
Yeah.
And then just embed the stream into one of the tabs, like say, or right on the front page, like live.
Exactly. I could easily do that too.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different ways to kind of do for if you're going to go down that route. But again, like when it comes to anything really in this industry, it's like I appreciate your enthusiasm. Dial it back just a tad. I know you love playing video games, but after a while, like even as someone who's worked in the industry, even if it is just basically you go into college for it, you will lose that passion after a while because you're just playing. Even though you're playing games day in day out, sounds fun. It gets tiring, especially when you're doing especially when one of my jobs, literally jump in the same spot 50 million times.
What?
See if that does that break the game? That's the job of a game, and that's the job of a normal game tester. I know you did game testing, but I
did market testing. I was just playing the game. They had most of the stuff tested. All the bugs mostly worked out.
Yeah, you did a different kind of game testing. I've done the worst kind of game testing. The ones that people are like, okay, now you're getting paid. Have fun, dummy. Because now you got to do all the stupid things that we have to think of that players might do, like jump in the same spot 5,000 times.
Well, see, and that's the thing.
Does that break the game?
What people don't realize about game testing is you are doing the dumbest thing. A game developer, your boss can be like, okay, here's the deal. You have a 1 square kilometer room. I want you to run into every single inch of the wall and make sure you don't fall out of the map. Because most people, they get into game testing like, oh, cool, I can play video games all day. You're not playing. You're testing. There's I haven't done the actual.
You have a list.
Yeah, you have and it's a massive list too, right? It's not like it's not like here's your 5 tasks, get them done within the end of the day. It's like here's 100, just go.
And you that's your task for today.
Yeah,
not for
today.
the week.
For
today,
done in the one day.
It gets repetitive and it will burn you out of playing video games because I just played 8 hours of this stupid game. I am so tired mentally. I'm done.
Yeah,
I can't.
Typically, when people go into the game industry and they start as a tester and they move into another job, they actually stop playing video games.
Yep. Yeah, I know I stopped playing video games after a while because I'm already playing my own damn video game all damn day.
Yeah. Well, I was listening to an interview with Markiplier.
Yep.
And he was saying that he doesn't actually play video games anymore because he spends all day trying to get a good shot of the game he's making a video of.
Yeah.
And he doesn't play games now to relax because all he's doing is playing games day in and day out trying to get a good shot or doing a live stream. You don't want to unwind from video games with more video games.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you have to find a different outlet, and when you make your like if you enjoy video games as a hobby, yeah, and keep it as a hobby as long as you can.
Yeah. Because even like
And
esports teams too, they'll probably they might play games regularly for fun too, because they're now playing competitively versus for leisure.
yeah.
Like
But
if we started a Rocket League team today, and we had like you and our team managers, we had 3 players, or hell, we were even both players at the same time.
yeah, like we could be even backups for like the thing, and we have to play. Like I remember when it came to esports teams, when I heard about like TSM,
Yeah.
they had to play about I think 8 hours a day. Just play like minimum. That was part of their contract. They had to play like 8 hours a day, of League of Legends, just to make sure that their skills didn't and go to crap. And
Exactly.
after that 8 hours, you kind of get burnt out.
Yeah, a little bit, and like you heard about the whole FaZe Tfue lawsuit, right? Maybe you didn't.
No, I haven't. Again,
okay.
it's
you
been a while.
You know who Tfue is, though, right?
Nope.
Okay, Tfue is probably right now, after Ninja, the biggest streamer on Twitch. Streams Fortnite into like 2018. He got into the FaZe clan, which is like one of the biggest names in esports.
Yeah.
Like up alongside like Cloud9, Luminosity.
And, yeah.
So he joined FaZe. The thing is, though, most of these major esports teams have major streamers on their team. And so basically, they, as like part of the contract, it's like, we would like 20% of your income to help fund the team, help fund tournaments, help fund flights and all that. In exchange, you get to stream with our name, with our brand. You get part of brand deals. Like, you get a good amount of stuff, but they want a bit of the action, which is totally fair.
Yeah, but 20% is pushing it.
20% is pushing it, but we're talking about guys that are making like $40,000-$50,000 a month just off of the subs.
I would still say, hey, 20% is pushing it.
I didn't make the rules.
I know. I even as like I wouldn't have agreed to that personally. I'm surprised he did.
But so he did, and apparently he didn't actually pay them at all for the last like year and a half.
Jesus.
And last year he made like $20 million. So they're like, dude,
where's our money?
Yeah, and he's like, and I guess
you're basically at that point you're paying a licensing fee.
You're paying to use their brand.
And that's when it's no thanks.
That's the thing, like, if I were to make an esports team, I'd say maybe 5 to 10% depending on the income.
I would say at maximum, personally, I would do 15, just because I'm like, okay, 5 to 10, that might seem a little low in my opinion. If we had a lot of people on it, yes.
Like I said, it would depend on the teams, right? But like if if we couldn't pay them, if we couldn't pay them properly, but they're making money off of subs, I'd rather they make money off of subs and we get like enough for us to get by, for example.
Yeah, that's how I would calculate it honestly. It's not and then as a different kind of person, not kind of greedy, it's we're going to work together to make sure that it's almost like not profit.
Exactly. That's the other thing too, is that like, I'd much rather treat my players well than become a billionaire overnight running an esports team.
Yeah, and you'll find that that'll happen sometimes, but it's just one of those things where when you play video games and you have these contracts now, you're forced to play video games. It takes the fun right out of them.
That's part. See, here's the thing. I'd be on the fence about it. On one hand, I would love to play video games all day. Absolutely. Like, dream job for me is playing video games all day. And it seems for you, too.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, I would love to be playing. Yeah. But then afterwards, it's okay, I play video games for all day, and I got paid for it. Now what do I do? Do I go back? Like, because I know Ray Narvaez Jr., he does get paid to play video games all day, and he will go back and play video games on the stream. Because he enjoys it that much.
Right. See, I wouldn't play the competitive games after stream. Like, if I was doing the competitive games, I would, like, do my 8 hours or whatever, however many hours I needed. And then I'd probably unwind with like Assassin's Creed or
Single
Halo.
player games. Yeah.
Yeah, something that you don't need that the skill is nice but not required.
Yeah.
Because that's the important part, is that it can't be required
In all
after the
honesty,
day of requiring it.
yeah. Honestly, if I'm gonna be doing like playing video games all day, I'd rather be doing speedruns all day. Just because it's I'm playing the same game, but I'm doing it as fast as possible, and I'm getting my skill level up, and then later I can chill by playing some other games that I can take my time with.
Exactly.
Enjoy.
And that's it. Like, you can speedrun Stardew, but like, as you know from a ton of experience, you can speedrun it, sure, but like playing it through and trying all different ways to make income,
It's so much more
it's
fun.
it's rewarding, it's so much more fun, and it gives so much of a replay value.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's why would I want to speedrun and Stardew when I'm like there's so much to do and it is just it's not worth speedrunning. Where if I go and say Halo, that has been in there for so many years, and all the glitches are still the same, and where I can go in and just speedrun that and takes like an hour. So okay, hey, now that I've gotten a few of these runs and gotten good at it, I can move on to something else and just have some fun time to myself.
Yeah, no, it's something that you need to do though. You need to have those unwind times.
Yeah, that's why I'm like I could never really do esports.
See, I feel like I could do esports, maybe not as a team, but as like a manager. Because I understand the esports scene. I understand all that stuff.
Yeah.
But in order for me to be able to do it, I would need to secure sponsors like right off the bat so I could pay my players.
Exactly.
And then as the team starts making more money for us, then I could get more. I could start getting more teams happening.
Exactly.
But I can't just we're gonna do Fortnite, World of Warcraft, battle or any kind of other battle royale game, and Overwatch. That's so many players to manage for not making money.
It's one of those things where it's like, honestly, if you're setting up a team, do it with your friends.
Yeah.
And go for fun. Don't.
And I don't
like if your fun is the skill, then stick with that skill. You love that. Like when I was playing Halo back in the day, me and my buddies, we loved the skill part of it because it was so balanced.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. The game like back in the day, it wasn't pay to win. It wasn't any of that stuff. So part of it has to.
It's no longer pay to win now.
No, but like it's in general though, you need to realize that there's that skill level that you acquire playing the game. Like Halo was my first person shooter. I never played GoldenEye as a kid. I never did any of that. Like Halo, my grandfather got me Halo. I beat it in a night, and I was like, that was fantastic.
I'm trying to remember my first person shooter. The one I do remember because when I got the Xbox 360, that was something that I won back in elementary school. That's how old I am, people. I won that in elementary school. Well, grade 8. And Halo 2 was the first person shooter I did play on that console. I'm trying to remember if I ever played one on PS2, because I also had that at the time. But that might have been a third-person shooter, the SOCOM games. Do you remember?
I don't remember. I know the title.
Yeah, SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs. It came with a package bundle like you could get at Costco.
Oh, okay.
Like you get where you get the PS2, and then it came with 4 games, including that, and it was okay. I never really played it because I'm like, it's a third person and it's very tactical and very much you have to work with a team, but it's very slow.
Right. Where you can't just go in guns a-blazing like you would in like Army of Two.
Yeah, or in Halo, where you could do that.
You could. Well, see, the nice thing with Halo is that the grenades exploded big.
And what I really like about the original Halo is that if you explode a grenade near, or like just some grenades on the ground, they explode too.
Exactly.
So it's hey, you're by the grenades, toss one, and you're dead.
Let's be realistic. Is there really anything better grenade-wise than a plasma grenade?
Attaching
it onto a grunt and watching him scream and run around.
Oh god, that's kind of funny. But then you turn on one of the skulls where they actually run at you if they get stuck.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's funny. I was doing a video a little while ago on God of War. Give me God of War difficulty, which is like the highest level difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
Enemies don't stagger. 3 hits and you're dead. And if you don't pay enough attention to an enemy, they level up.
Oh boy.
No,
That's
the
better
oh
than
god
the.
part is me trying a no weapon challenge fighting those things.
Okay.
You guys can
Okay.
find that video, by the way, right up here. It's messed up.
Yeah, yeah. If I'm ever going to be playing a game on the hardest difficulty, from what I've heard, actually, the new not Doom Eternal, the original new Doom,
The original
Doom 2014,
Doom, yes, the 2016 one.
2016. I thought 2014. I can't remember what it's called. Oh, the Ultra Nightmare, I think it is.
Like highest difficulty, right?
Yeah, the absolute highest one. From what I've heard, it's actually basically like if you're just running and gunning and doing it, it's basically speedrun. It's basically speedrun the
You gotta
game.
know where everything spawns. Well, it's like the original Doom. In Doom, you could beat the game on the hardest difficulty, but you had to know where every demon popped up from.
Here's the thing with Doom, it was actually one of the first games you could actually speedrun because there was a par set in it. Where you actually, the whole point of it was literally just run through it, guns blazing. And what it was about running, shooting, killing, and getting to the end. That's it.
Right. Then some jackass decided to add bullet spray to the games, and that was a whole game changer. Let's make it more realistic, but there's no bullet spray if you aim down the sights, even though it's the same freaking weapon. Whether you aim down the sights or whether you fire at the hip.
Exactly. It actually started with the first change went to Halo. Oh, Halo was the one that basically started the 2-weapon change.
Right.
And then, which, if you actually look right after Halo, a lot of the first-person shooters only had 2 weapons. They did not have the 9 different weapons that Doom has.
That's so true.
And then afterward, it's the Halo. Halo kind of changed first-person shooters.
It really did, though.
It got rid of exploration, which was very big in the early first-person shooter days. Like, Doom was really about, like, if you're low on health, you gotta start searching, dude. You gotta start looking for that health. You gotta start searching for that armor. Or with Halo, you didn't have to. It's more like they streamlined it.
Right.
It only started recently going back ever since the Doom 2016 because people are like, why am I limiting myself to 2 weapons when I can have all of the weapons?
And see, from a gamer's perspective, I like it. I like having more weapons at my disposal. But as a logical guy, I know that I'm not going to be running around with like 4 different pistols, 2 different machine guns, a rocket launcher, and a grenade launcher.
Like if there's back to Rooster Teeth, they actually they have it's a what if series called Immersion, where what if these video games mechanics were applied to real life? And they actually did do that for Doom, where they geared up 2 different people with everything that you would have in Doom, and they're like, "This is actually pretty accurate for Army." The one guy, because he's like, "Yeah, I was in the Army, and yeah, this is pretty accurate. This is how much we would normally carry," and he managed to get to the course fine. The normal guy, nope, didn't even move.
Just too heavy, too much stuff on him.
Yep, and fall backwards, and he's stuck. He was like a turtle. But yeah, there's actually a canon explanation where he has basically what amounts to a bag of holding.
Ah, yes, the magic butt pouch.
Yeah, he literally does have, like, it's a canon that he has a bag of holding, effectively, for all of his weapons.
Mind you, given the fact that there's a colony on Mars, I'm not going to question it, because we're not there
yet.
Yeah. Alright, I think that's all the time we've got for this.
Yeah, I think so.
For those of you guys watching, as always, like and subscribe. Check out... Which way are you? You're that way. Check out... Yeah. I know, you're this way on my on your screen, right? Yeah, I'm here. You're here for me. But yeah, so
Yeah,
drop follow my channel, drop follow on Andy's channel.
not yet. I'm just getting, and my schedule for work has just changed to where I can actually start doing stuff at home.
Oh, perfect.
Like it's the yeah, but before when you're working 2:30 to 11 o'clock at night, you really don't have time to set things up and
No.
get things going because by the time you're done, and it's the end, everybody else is asleep, and I'm going to be making noise, doing things. Not great for shooting schedules. But
Yeah.
now that I have like time, like I have the next few days off, I could probably start doing that. I probably won't, to be honest.
Right.
But I should get going on that.
Probably a good idea. Alright, guys, for those of you watching at home, we got totally sidetracked. Let's sign off there. I will see you guys, or we will see you guys next week.